So go ahead.
Okay, welcome everybody to the Wednesday workshop where we are doing a 60-minute learn and launch, my absolute favorite version of a live stream. And we're going to be building some Instagram shops today. And we've just seen Katie show up. Hello, Katie. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good, thanks. Have you met Haley yet from Social?
I work with Haley.
Together.
So I know Haley very well.
Come on, that's amazing. What do you do?
I work with Tanya Eklund at Remax Central.
And are you a realtor?
Yes.
Oh, that's so awesome. You know what? I haven't had a chance to tell Haley yet either that my dear sister-in-law, Jessica Duty, her sister Kobe works with you guys too.
Yeah. Awesome.
It's such a small world.
Wow. Small world.
I know. Hey,
yeah.
I love Kobe. She's one of my favorite people ever. I'm so sorry I haven't told you that yet. Okay, so Katie, what are you building a shop for? Do you have one
yet? I'm not building shops. So it's funny. So this is I was just kind of tuning in to listen. So if I'm the only one, then maybe this is just letting you off the hook today.
That's awesome. No, people usually join up as, as we get going. And also our replay gets pretty heavily trafficked. So we are going to go through the process. We don't need to have a example site to go through and build. I had a few people lined up that said, yes, use me as your example. And then at the end of the day, I'm not ready. And part of the goal today is just to show everyone live or on replay how easy it is. And it's a really great side business for many of our marketers in our fold that are helping clients, friends, staff, brothers build out their Instagram shops, Facebook shops, or even just e-commerce strategy. It's so easy. And so many of us just kind of hesitate to do it. And one of the coolest things that we're going to talk about at the end of the workshop today is this like major bonus piece where if you know how to build out your Instagram shop, you've by default built out your Facebook shop, which is a good thing to do anyway. And then you can just completely replicate the process in like 20 minutes on Google My Business. There's Velvet, Allison. Allison, hi everybody. Thanks for joining. Allison at Dandelion, I love your shirt so much. Polaroid, that's sweet. And it looks like you've got a lot of cameras in your background. Okay, we were just saying to Katie, you guys, that we are going to, proceed with building out. I'm just going to take you through the process, of course, but does anybody want to weigh in either in chat or unmute yourself with where you're at with your shop, if you have one? It could be your e-commerce store or it could be a social selling store that you've got set up so far. Does anybody want to volunteer any info? It's tough. Velvet, you've got a service company. Are you doing any e-commerce selling right now? Maybe of your interior design services that have been packaged up in one clever way or another? Or Allison, do you have anything going on in that regard?
I do services, but I have a lot of times I will get requests for people that want help with shops. Cool. And I don't know the first thing about it. So really, I'm just here to sit back and listen.
Okay, awesome. I'm going to start off. Oh,
sorry, Kelly. I didn't have my mic on. I didn't have anything. Sorry. I do services as well, and I'm just setting up all of the stuff on my website more than anything. I apologize. I haven't been in some of the other classes, so I'm not 100% sure what we're going through today. But yeah, for me, it has been packaging my services as opposed to doing hourly things. I'm an interior designer, so just looking differently at the market and how to ease some of the fears and the pain that people are feeling with my industry anyways. And
absolutely,
that's a big feat to make promises on packages when there's so much involved in things. So totally. Anybody that's in that service industry, I feel your pain.
Yeah, absolutely. And sometimes it can be as simple as one ebook or one digital download or one, Christmas cocktail guide that you want to package up for $10 and be able to make a shoppable post with on Instagram. Sometimes when we are service providers, we forget how, or we haven't really thought through ways that we could, I like to say, package up our stuff into something that's one-click purchasable. So if ever you can get the wheels turning on something like that, maybe it's a membership that's a bit robust or ambitious, but it could just simply be a print. We see no shortage of photographers with many service offerings, figuring out a way to offer a really easily understood package, a service package, which agencies love. I think clients often love. I used to say that all the time when running an agency to photographers and writers in particular. Could you come up with a package for me that we can easily sub out or sell and include with our service suite of services for X client? They need to know that every quarter they're going to have 100 original photos and it's going to cost them this. And you've got this recurring income, this replicable product, and even better, something that is, again, one-click purchasable in an e-commerce environment. So it's not mandatory by any means, but we've seen so many people going this way and starting to understand how they too could have some sort of, you know, digital purchasable product. And that
I
their
love
services...
that, Kelly. That is
cool.
fantastic. I'm glad that you used that example, because I never would, I am a photographer. I never would have thought to do that. I always thought of the shop apps to be very product based, like for creators and makers.
Allison, one of the great things. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Are you there, Allison?
Yeah.
You can hear me. So being in so for photographers, one of the things that I've found, like as I was getting more and more of my own business set up, as opposed to working for somebody, for digital photography, to find photos that are lifestyle photos for interior design is hard without going to like the Wix sites where there's, you know, 10,000 people that have those. So there has now been a few sites that I found that that's one of the packages that people will pick up if it's kitchen. So if you're taking pictures for rooms or things like that, and there's like packages that people will download that you get 5 images for X amount of dollars. So I mean, that's just my industry. I'm sure that that's available for lots of people to want to put more original stuff on websites and things too. So
that's fantastic, because I'm a brand photographer, but I do specific for clients. But you're basically saying that I could do my own flat lays that weren't client specific, that people could just buy as a flat lay package and 100%. Set it up through. Wow.
Yep. 100% you could do that.
I love that.
Yeah, corporate branding stuff too. Like my guy's a graphic designer too. And just some of the images, some of the, you know, how to templates of how to set stuff up. There's a huge market for that too, where you pre-set up the images so people can just basically down them, plug their photos in or whatever's relevant to them, and sell those as templates as well.
That's so fantastic. I make my own flat lays, like to put on my blog or whatever, or always for my clients. But yeah, to do that just as a
I love it.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I'm really sorry, you guys. I think I just missed Velvet's golden gems, but she's always full of wisdom. I'm going to watch the replay and hopefully I won't repeat or contradict what she's saying.
It's just about selling the things that you've already done, basically. And if you're creating content, well, make that a sellable content is the theory behind it, right? So just Allison being a photographer and the things she's already doing to sell those images as packages. Like for me, I was just saying interior design, some of the images and things, they're hard to find, and stuff that's more relevant. Some of the more intimate kind of photos and things, they're hard to find. That's not just 100% iStock or whatnot. If you're, especially people that are starting out in industries, they don't have the content for it. So to purchase something and have the rights to be able to use those images is a huge thing. So.
Yep, absolutely. There was a couple of writers in my fold in my journalism days that were doing so many feature articles on, again, they were like a lot of lifestyle collections, but my girlfriend Lisa Cadane, I used to always think when she was the cocktail writer, and I used to always think, like, if you would just package that up as an ebook, or you think about like at Christmas time and it's $10 or it's some kind of downloadable PDF. Again, it could be print, it could be audio files or your original music, it could be subscriptions to your wisdom. There's so many ways we can monetize our services. And if we're product providers, there's ways we can monetize as a service, so that you are, you know, taking your candy delivery service and turning it into a monthly membership or some kind of club or a coaching service, a consulting service. There's no shortage of ways that we can dabble from product to service and back and forth. And the moment I switched from being a service provider 100% with a ceiling over my head that meant I could only ever earn a dime by the hour when I was toiling away on my keyboard, it was so liberating to package up whatever limited expertise I had and put it into a course or a book or a whatever it was, a membership. And one to many versus one to one is my like life mantra now. And also build once, sell often. So if you've got something in there, amazing. So one of the things I was saying before my crappy internet connection of the day is that Instagram has made it a little bit tricky. And of course, Facebook and Instagram together, since Facebook owns Instagram, is to sell our digital services on these shops isn't quite as straightforward as selling a product. But bottom line, if you've got something that can be packaged up and put on an e-commerce mobile friendly website, you should be okay. Some of us are going to run into issues when we're in the shop review stage. Some people get their Instagram shops reviewed and approved within 30 minutes. Others, it takes a week and you have to make a few tweaks. That's always a roadblock in setup mode. It doesn't matter if you're building your Facebook business page for the first time, starting your Facebook Business Manager account, or in this case, getting your products into your shop. So don't worry too much about that. Just stick with the process and stay on top of your notifications that are coming back from Instagram. And hopefully you'll have a seamless kind of shop setup. And once you're off and running and you've got approval, you can add all sorts of awesome things to that shop. So even starting with one physical product is sometimes a good idea, and then getting a little bit crafty and adding some digital products and services that are, again, as long as you can click a button and buy online, it should be fine. It doesn't matter whether it's a 1-hour massage or it's a, digital print that you're going to ship to, a physical product that you're going to ship to their door. Okay, I'm going to share my screen and we're going to get into some of this, which involves, my favorite, some nerdy slides so that we can follow along and I can guide you through both some back-end actual demos and then some front-end just thoughts and best practices. So really, everybody, this is for anyone, product or service sellers, or those who want to be, that are thinking of launching their online business into action. We know we can benefit from social selling, which we're going to define in a minute. And whether we're planning on having this as a separate or supplementary income stream, or, the A1 end all be all because our retail shop or brick and mortar location is no longer the way forward. Amazing. Hopefully this is how we're going to show you how to make it happen really seamlessly. So Social School has been, trying to help people tell their story online, but really what that means is also generating revenue. We're not just having hobby businesses and being experts in the social space and the digital content creation space. We're succeeding in our businesses, and many of that, or much of that, involves selling online, growing our reach and revenue, and not having to have those handshakes, physical relationships, 9-to-5 jobs, but we can really do it en masse online at scale. Social Market, as many of you know, is our digital freelancer marketplace. I love telling you all about this because so many of you are freelancers, and you can come up with a packaged up service that we can provide as an offering within Social Market to the clients that are coming through there every day looking for your services. We play matchmaker a lot, and we're so excited to finally have a marketplace where we can send people to pick up a quick blog package or digital ad campaign or ongoing photography skills provider. Thank you for being part of the Social Club. This is our free community that we're really excited about. It's been growing in all the right ways, and it's so nice to collaborate, connect with you all, and we're having a lot of fun with these Wednesday workshops. So we continue with setting up our Instagram shops this week and growing into our summer selling season. Next week, we're talking about spectacular summer social strategies, like the content that's going to move the needle and why human brands win and all of those wonderful, again, digital storytelling elements. But today we're really tactical. We're like in the weeds of e-commerce. So basically what we can do when we're social selling is find and connect with prospects more easily than traditional sales, but also not just by hoping that they land on our URL, our e-commerce enabled website, our Shopify store. We're finding them where they are. We know that they are reachable in a place like Instagram that has more than 1 billion monthly active users currently and growing all the time. So it makes absolute sense to find them where they are, to find them in the space where they're connecting and they're being entertained. Maybe they're not extremely transactional in nature when they're on Instagram, because we're there to be entertained. We're there to escape our inbox and our day jobs. However, we see so much success with businesses who are reaching people with very human, relatable, authentic content on Instagram that feels like a post that also happens to show a beautiful product in it that is one-click shoppable right from the feed. So we're leveraging our social network, our fans, followers, and community to find the right prospect. And yes, we're building relationships all the time. It's that, as Gary Vaynerchuk would say, give, 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 ask. Not even get, but then ask for the sale. And we give our expertise, we give our value and our purpose and our, shared wisdom or just, beautiful products and services that we're posting constantly and showcasing to the world so freely. And then we're earning the permission to offer them a deal or suggest that they buy. And it can, of course, be achieved really, really easily with a shoppable post or something, a product tagged image. So as consumers, as Instagram and Facebook users, LinkedIn as well, we are absolutely used to seeing businesses now in our feeds. The better businesses in our feeds are the ones that we're going to engage with and follow or continue to follow, are those that serve us what we want to see. And again, it's, the resonating content that we feel compelled to do something with. So if we're doing our jobs, we're able to better create leads and generate ongoing hot prospects or targeted followers instead of cold calling, handshakes, paid ads. This is where organic content wins. Of course, that's our goal, is to have organic SEO. So we're found in search, and organic content on social that we're not, paying to play with. People find it so interesting. They share it, they engage with it, they take action on it. And it's been this wonderful free experience for us as business owners. So our Instagram store is going to extend our digital footprint. It's going to create all sorts of awesome, engaging opportunities for us to further kind of share our business. And you guys, please feel free to type anything in the chat or holler at any point if you want further clarification or you have some ideas. And we're syncing basically our product catalog that we're going to look at how to set up in Facebook or Shopify or WooCommerce or one of our existing e-commerce providers. And then we're just simply activating it on Instagram. It's pretty easy. Finally, by utilizing the built-in product tagging and shopping tools, shopping stickers in our stories, once we activate our catalog, it is so fun to be able to then use it when we're just adding posts to Instagram, on stories, on feed, in our lives. We can do all sorts of stuff from there with our products, and we just update the product catalog as needed. Or if it's connected to Shopify, we're probably updating it in Shopify, and we don't need to touch a thing. It's just going to automatically be current when we go to tag something in our Instagram feed. When we do this, of course, people can order right from their feed. We're going to look at some feeds where you can see the little shop button right within the stories. And again, so easily know that there's something here for us. We can tap the photo and see that in fact there is a product there. Perhaps we want to buy it or just see how much it is. Wonderful. It's all happening in one place. Okay, a couple case studies. So I just pulled a few examples. A lot of these are very retail heavy and a lot of them are very visual. Well, they all are very visual, but big businesses, small businesses. So starting with Camp Brand Goods, neighbors of mine in Inglewood here in Calgary, and good friends Connor and Leslie, they are obviously a brand so many of us are familiar with, and they do such a good job of creating aspirational content. It's not product forward, in your face, promotional, buy. It's beautiful user-generated imagery. It's life in the seasons of, the mountains and the Canadian Rockies that we live in. It is products that are subtly worn and enjoyed and lived in that make us feel like we want to be a part of that brand. In our digital storytelling courses, we're constantly talking about story living over storytelling. And if you set the stage, your people will engage. So they set the stage with this beautiful lifestyle product lineup that we want to live in and thus be seen in. So whether that's walking your dog, camping, etc., all of that's happening so beautifully with the organic content side. and then, or with the art side. And then the science comes in where, of course, they're tagging strategically select posts. What happens when you build your Instagram shop and you connect it? Well, you get the view shop button very prominently featured right in your feed, like the left image there. Then if you see in the second image, there's the odd photo where you look at the little white icon in those individual feed posts, you see a carousel at the top row there. Then we see an Instagram reel, an IGTV, and then occasionally we'll see a shop photo. If I click one that has the little purse icon for shop, we'll see a few other examples in a minute here that are more obvious. I'm brought to their store. I'm still on Instagram, but I'm now in their Instagram shop. And then from there, when I open one of those products, I see a little bit more still in Instagram, the description, the price, the color perhaps, and the other variants like sizes. And then I'm bumped to their mobile friendly e-commerce site. So there's a URL there. If it's hosted on Shopify, it's even more seamless, but generally I'm bumped to a URL where they are actually hosting the sales checkout process. So remember, Instagram is not your checkout. It is not, it doesn't have a pay feature. It doesn't keep track of your inventory. You're doing that elsewhere. It's just creating a shortcut for you. Ocean Peak Designs out of Revelstoke, really cool. This gal, I just love her stuff, and she's very frequent and current, and she's a solo shop from what I know. And she's got great categories. She does really timely content, and she's just doing it. She's tagging her imagery really well and selling from Instagram beautifully. Sugar Cube, Alyssa is an amazing female entrepreneur out of Calgary as well. And I love that one of her products right at the top there is her new subscription, the Candy Club. So it's a monthly recurring subscription. She probably has this set up in Shopify as a recurring charge, or you can do this in many other sites, Kajabi, Mighty Networks. It doesn't matter where she bumps us to, what her e-commerce enabled website is, but she can create a subscription product to advertise. Is Instagram set up to receive the subscription payment? No, again, they're not doing the transaction. They're just advertising it for her, which is really neat. Bush Balm, these guys are out of Ottawa. Beautiful imagery. And what I love, you can see again in that second image, is just the range of content types. Haley and I have been talking a lot at Social School about how Instagram's, that beautiful aesthetic of the feed it's still something, and it's still worthwhile and obviously important for building brand and showing professionalism, but that it's the timely, daily, more active content that is working. The kind of engaging stuff that's reels, lives, IGTVs, sure, shoppable posts and carousels and still imagery, yes, but we're seeing far more posts that are actual kind of live or micro video posts like that. So even better if you can incorporate your shop posts or shoppable links into some of that kind of content. And there's ways to do that. But again, they've got collections, they've got really product forward imagery promoted by influencers. So you can make anything a shoppable post that's going to pull an image or pull a product that's featured in that image, no matter what it is, like that Tofino towel on the right. So beautiful lifestyle image, gorgeous shot. And if I just touch the image first, because I can see that it's got the little purse product, I guess I should say, icon on it, then I can see that the Tofino or the Endeavor Throw series is the category. And then from there, I'm going to get taken to the product. Elizabeth Lynn Jewelry out of Saskatoon as well. Again, really simple, beautiful. She's done a great job. If you click on the collection, it does take you right to her Shopify page. So people are just using their Instagram shop as an extension or almost a connection to this direct portal to their Shopify, which makes so much sense. Not often, especially because we're only given one URL in our Instagram profile, are people, clicking, going back, they see an image and then they go back to your profile and they click that image and then they're brought to your homepage, and where on earth do I go from here? So the whole thing here is shortcuts. It is a direct URL that every single one of those products can take me almost straight to checkout. Don't waste my time. Don't make me traverse your site and get lost in it and overwhelmed while your site loads slowly, or you hit me with pop-ups and other messages. Just take me straight to that necklace. Is it in stock? I'm buying. And even better if it's connected to Shop Pay through Shopify, which stores all my payment info or whatever. We love shortcuts. We don't like speed bumps. We expect things as consumers now to be so fast and easy. And not all of your products have to lead to one specific page or checkout. Some of them could lead to a category page like Herschel Supply Company does. I'm going to take you to the overarching bags page. But this shoppable link is actually going to take you right into that fanny pack that your husband's going to make fun of and that you're going to love. Buy now. It's Mother's Day. Mugging Whales Coffee out of Winnipeg. Same thing. Love it. Her imagery is so beautiful. And I love that white background. A lot of us use transparent images in our products. I'm seeing more and more people go back to real people using and wearing the products than sort of just like an image that has no actual human context to it. So it's where our photography skills can come in. Those are personal choices you can make, however you want your shop to look. I would highly encourage you to test out some of those different options. We can see here with SB. I actually had to call Megan this morning. She's another Inglewood shop owner who's just a brilliant entrepreneur in Calgary. And Megan is one of those unique stories. Megan Zanuck, she's gone from, over probably 15 years as a boutique, like brick and mortar shop owner in Inglewood on Calgary's original Main Street. She's gone from 800 square feet to, gosh, I bet now she has 8,000 square feet. She's expanding into her third space. I just took over a big print shop so she can create a content studio. But I wanted to know what her e-commerce website was hosted on because it didn't look like Shopify to me. And in fact, she's using, oh gosh, I've already forgotten the name of it, Lightspeed, I want to say. It's basically almost like a POS system. So it's her retail inventory tracking system that also connected, thankfully, to her Instagram shop, but it's not nearly as seamless as Shopify is. Megan has 7,000 products in her e-commerce store. And these are all available seamlessly. They don't have to double create them for her Instagram catalog, thankfully, but it's just not quite as seamless as it would be if they were all in Shopify, which connects very nicely to Instagram. So anyway, she's making the transition there, but bottom line, she's creating tons of content, tons of those reels and stories and lives, and then, referencing all of her products as fast as she can as well in all of those posts. And it's working. There's so many shop owners I talk to, especially in the plants and succulents, clothing, anything that can really be modeled quickly, or it's just come in. And my staff and I are really good at doing those unboxings or unveilings or dressing room kind of reveals. Those products are gone by the end of the day. Any boutique owner that's doing it well will tell you how well it works. So if you can get that together, even once a week to unveil something, amazing. I can guarantee you, if you've got an engaged following, doesn't have to be a huge following, but an engaged following, you will sell out of that particular item, especially if you hit it the right people at the right time with that Mother's Day print or whatever it is. Okay, so if we look at the actual tactics here, there's 7 steps. Some are going to be easier than others, and some you might get a bit hung up on depending on how prepared you are, but let's just have this for you to refer back to or follow along with if you're ready to go. So the eligibility piece. Supported markets, we don't really have to worry about. Just about every country in the world is included, and Canada and North America certainly covers that. Your business has an eligible product. As I mentioned, there's going to be some of us that are a little bit too service-based, where we're trying to sell things by the hour, or we're trying to sell an appointment, and that's not necessarily going to be approved by Instagram. The more you can package your services, or the start of your shop up, start with one shop, get your shop approved, and then it's much easier to add more products down the way. But get your shop approved with one physical or tangible product, even if it's digital, but something that can actually be categorized into one of their go-to categories. You're going to start to see it as you build out your shop and you add your first product. And if it's got an image, that product, if it's got a price, a size, and a URL, it doesn't need a size or a color, I don't have those, but it's got a URL destination where that is purchasable, you're on your way. So your business complies with Facebook and Instagram's merchant agreement and commerce policies. These are pretty straightforward, but I've included a link here for you if you need it. Your business owns a website domain which you intend to sell from. And yes, It is absolutely mobile friendly. So this is different than an Etsy shop where you're selling from. This is different than Shopify. Remember, it's just a portal. It's a sales tool to get them there faster. There's our supported markets. Here's our merchant agreement. You can even just Google this yourself, Facebook legal commerce product merchant agreement. And if you have any kind of burning questions, but you'll find it quite straightforward. So step 2, this is an unfortunate one for some people, but trust me, it's for the best. We want to, as businesses or even as individual humans that are using our accounts for any kind of business reason, you want to convert to a business or creator account, a professional account. And when this first became the encouraged kind of way forward from Instagram, they wanted to know who were business accounts. A lot of us shied away from it because we were like, oh, great. So that what? My organic reach can go down to 0.1%. No, thank you. I'm going to stick with being a like personal account. But we don't have the same insights. We don't have the ability to advertise, boost our posts, target accordingly, build audiences. We can't connect our Facebook page. We can't build a shop. There's just so many things that are better if you're using the business tools. So I would encourage you to create either one of those two things. And it's really simple to do. You can always go back. If you find that your reach has dropped off a cliff and you're not actually using all those other business tools, you know, it's not obvious to a user that you're a personal account or a business account on Instagram. It's very different on Facebook. You're a personal profile or you're a business page, but this is just Insta where everybody looks similar. So pretty easy. Go into your settings, switch to a professional account. It's going to walk you right through it, and you're going to get to choose creator or business, and they are pretty self-explanatory there. But for most of us, we probably want to be a business. If you can get away with being a creator account, great. From there, we're going to want to connect it to a Facebook page. So it's pretty straightforward to do that. This doesn't mean that you have to also have a Facebook shop, by the way. I encourage you to do so because why not? You can sell from your Facebook page if you have one, even if you have 5 followers or 5 fans of your Facebook page, you might as well have a shop there. Why not? It can literally just cross post to both, or you can make one shop and have it appear on both places. But either way, you have to connect your Facebook account to your Instagram professional account so that you can move forward and create your shop. And from there, they're going to encourage you to just get her going. But a couple more things. We kind of want to screech the brakes and head on into connecting our product catalog or creating our product catalog first. So that's step 4. Instagram likes to breeze over this part, but then you get there and you're like, I don't really have any products or descriptions yet. So this is where we're going to back it up and we're going to go into the dreaded Facebook Business Manager. And unless you're in Facebook Business Manager often and you think it's no big deal and you're used to it and you kind of like it, you're probably going to get a bit lost, and that's perfectly normal. I encourage you to just familiarize yourself with it. It's really important to get your Facebook Business Suite in order. Your pages, your people, your ad accounts, your pixel, if you're starting to want to do retargeting. When we talk about ad campaigns and boosted posts and whatnot, retargeting the people that have been on your website, engaged with your post, watched your videos, etc. So Facebook Business Suite at business.facebook.com is a really important step. If you're still logging into your business page via your personal account, this is where you need to consider doing everything through Business Manager. It's several years old now. It's one of those kind of must-have tools that allows you to really manage your security, your access. If somebody, leaves your organization, it's not a matter of asking them to log in and then make you the admin via their personal account. No, you own the page and you are managing everything seamlessly from Business Manager, or Business Suite, it's now called. So really important for security. And this wasn't so important before, when our Facebook pages and our Instagram pages weren't such a massively important marketing asset for our businesses. And now they are. So it's get your house in order before you do anything else. So there's 2 ways here that we can build our catalog. And the first one is what we're going to look at next. But the second one is, if you've already got a Shopify e-commerce store or BigCommerce, WooCommerce, another e-commerce provider or plugin on the internet somewhere, great. You're just going to connect it that way. but most of us want to either cross build it in Facebook and Instagram Business Manager, or we're starting from scratch, and that's where we need to go. We have, I'll just kind of preface this by saying that even though Social School has an online store in Kajabi with 46 online courses and memberships to purchase, we still have a separate product category or catalog in Facebook. But that's okay because we're not inventory managing. So we have an unlimited amount of our Facebook for Business Lab because it's digital. I don't have to worry that, you know, we haven't kept track of the fact that there's only 10 left over here and it says we have 20 left over here. So this is something to consider. If you are in the boat where you need to really carefully manage inventory and product quantities, then you're going to want to ensure that you're connecting your Instagram shop to that e-commerce provider or inventory management system. For us, we just really I like the tools within Facebook's catalog and commerce manager that I don't mind building them twice. And I did the same in Google My Business, which I'm going to show you. Okay, so if we're going with route number one, it's not too difficult. We're going to go into our Facebook Business Suite. From there, settings. And we're kind of brought into this area where we can further dive into our tools and options. And you're basically going to want to find Commerce Manager. If you can't find it, just hunt around a little bit. It can always be a little bit tricky to find your way to these places. I'll just try and take you through this here, and I always have to try a few places. But if you're in Business Suite, it should be right here in Commerce. It's going to create a new tab for you. And then from here, we've got our overview. I've had our Facebook shop set up for a long time, but you know, just last minute, Larry set up the Instagram shop this morning because I'm finally, you know, right on time for you guys. So we're in review as well. I'll let you know how it goes and if we're approved, but I'm crossing my fingers because our Facebook shop was approved quite a while ago. So this is where we just work our way through it. I don't have, you guys are going to be one step behind here. You're still over in kind of manually add your shop or decide where you're going to go. Sorry, not decide where you're going to go. Manually add your products, or you can do an import from something else, but you're probably going to go that route. From there, we're going to add items. So I'm in the overview section, and it's going to ask me to catalog items, add items. I've only got 4 in here so far. It was so easy to do because I have my product images already set up from my e-commerce website. We have product descriptions, we have SKUs, and we have pricing. So it was like dead easy to copy paste this in here. If you don't have that, that's your first step. You can create one image or you can add a few. So I added our main thumbnail image and then a couple of secondary images that someone's going to be able to scroll through. These are all from our sales pages. It wasn't hard. Is this description too long? Yes, probably, but I'll have to fix that later. From here, we can do all sorts of things, add more products. We can also create sets. And this is where we saw in some of those case studies, the categories of products, which show up as really nice thumbnail or sort of larger buckets of products. Goes without saying, it's a collection, but they call them sets. So you can add whatever you want in there, maybe just kind of subcategorize everything you've got going on, or don't worry about it. See where we're at here. So we're adding our items along with the title, description, purchase URL that we're bumping them off to, the price, and the category. The category, I will note, is not our personal category. This is actually, this is our category that Instagram wants us to fulfill. So it's something that they are determining is a, you know, generalized category. And this is where you might find a hard time finding yourself in one. I just left it blank. We'll see whether or not that hinders our review process or not. So there you can create your set and then basically upload it to the product catalog that is going to connect right to your store. So there's a couple ways that we can do this. If we've now built our catalog properly, we're happy with where it's at, we're going to constantly revisit it and see if we like it. From there, we're going to head into our shop. Now, the connection piece shouldn't be too hard, especially if you've already got a Facebook catalog set up perhaps. But You're going to have to give it a try and see. Sorry, what am I trying to say here? Here we go. So next things, it's going to want you to add your shop to your profile and then get tagging all of your images. But you can't do that, of course, until you've connected that catalog. So if you go through the process, you're now out of Facebook Catalog Manager or Commerce Manager, and you're back in your Instagram account on mobile, on desktop, whatever you want, but you're in your business settings. And it's going to say, what catalog do you want to connect? And if you've pre-built it over in Facebook Business Manager and you do your reset, it's going to appear for you there. And it should show your catalog products all ready to go. You don't need those approved. What you need is the approval at this stage. It's going to say, yes, your shop is approved or it's in review, not the catalog. Or again, if your BigCommerce or Shopify or Magento site is ready to connect, you're going to do it right here. From there, it's going to ask you your URL. It's going to want to compare that shopping URL to the ones that you've used in your products. And then it's going to be in review for you. So you don't want to submit it for review until it's, you know, fully set up, of course, and you feel like it is in a good place, even if that's just with 1 or 2 products that you know can get a swift approval. From there, we've got to go back into Business Manager. We want to connect that catalog and ensure that it is, you know, properly connected. There's 2 there that you can see, Facebook and Instagram. Just toggle between the 2. If you can tell that things haven't been made live, for example, your sales channels are showing as inactive, easy. You just go in and you follow the steps to say, update it or publish updates, and hopefully it will appear pretty seamlessly after that. I'm just going to show you what that looks like on the back end. So if I go in to, so I'm in review, but in the meantime, I'm going to go back into my catalog and Instagram and Facebook Business Manager, I should say, and connect it. It's done through shops. So I can see that I am active. If I edit this, I can go ahead and do a few things here. And if I've made any updates to those products, I can publish those. Sometimes you get bumped around here and there, but to be able to pretty much figure out where to start, check your settings. Sometimes check your, if there's something that they're waiting to give a certain piece of this. Still with me? Managers, it's kind of bumped around here and everywhere. So if we're active, if you can always take out a hit. They want you to get this up and running pretty quickly, because from there, they're going to prompt you like crazy to create shoppable ads. And those can be really effective. I encourage you to start building ad campaigns that link to your sponsored posts or your shoppable posts. That's totally up to you. Advertising campaign opportunities that become available once your shop is live. So hopefully you'll get quick review and approval. And then from there, you guys, you can easily add products from Instagram too. It's easier to do so, I find, in Facebook Commerce Manager, because you probably have product imagery and description saved on your desktop, and it's sometimes just easier on a big screen. But if you needed to, you can absolutely do so through Instagram settings, business, shop afterwards, right from the app. From here, we're laughing. We're literally shopping and tagging. So we're activating all of our shopping features as we just looked at, both in the app in Instagram and in Commerce Manager. And we can just create posts like we usually would. This is where, if you're doing a feed post, you're going to simply, as you would normally do, add that photo. When you're adding your caption, you're going to tap on tag products, which happens, you'll see it pretty easily. We usually only have tag people, but as soon as your shop is activated, you also get the option to tag products. tap on the photo, you search for the product.
Hey, I just wanted to let you know, I'm actually on the East Coast. It's almost 5 o'clock. So I'm going to jump out and hopefully catch the end of this on the replay.
Awesome. Thanks so much for joining us, Allison.
All right. Thanks.
And then there were 3.
And then there were 3. Did you find that helpful?
Yeah, I was just trying to follow along, and of course, you know, clicking through Facebook to find it. But I don't have that little shopping cart on my business, whatever, Facebook Business Manager. So I don't know where I have to go to find that little commerce site. I'll have to do some digging.
Hi. Gosh, you guys, this is not my week. I'm so sorry. Oh, I just want to phone TELUS and lose my mind. Okay, so ta-da, there we go. All done. Oh.
Ta-da!
Ta-da! Velvet, can we help at all? Is there something that you said there that I missed about?
Oh, sorry. I just, you know, I'm not my attention span of a gnat. So as you're going through your slides, I do have the Business Manager page, but when I'm on there, I just clicked out of it. So give me 1 second. I don't have that little shopping cart.
On Business Manager?
Yeah. Oh, something just happened. Yeah, you showed it down. Oh gosh, let's go back here.
If you, okay.
Yeah, so when you clicked on before this, and it had like settings and everything. Sorry. No, I was playing around and I think I changed the setting. So it was before this, before the Commerce Manager. No, what do I? How about just here? So yeah, it wasn't showing me the little shopping cart down the left-hand side where you had clicked into this Commerce Manager. So I don't know where to even find the, is that something I did wrong? Or is that something I need to set up? Oh, we lost her again.
Uh-oh.
Like, I'm so not ready for that, but I'm just saying.
Yeah. So you don't see the shopping cart? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it has, sorry, now I've just clicked on two-factor authentication and now it's making me go do something. So personal settings or something. Yeah, she showed it on one of her screens, and it was before she got into where it said commerce, but I don't know where to get that. So anyways, I can hunt around a bit more. Oh, Kelly, you're gonna lose your shit, aren't you?
I'm seriously gonna lose my shit.
Damn you, jealous.
Oh man, if we weren't moving and we hadn't just like carefully rewired all the TELUS lines into our house, I'd be like, I'm out. Anyway,
Man.
I'm so sorry.
No.
My only limited insight there, even though I missed half of what you said, I'm so sorry.
No, that's okay.
Is that sometimes if you haven't properly set up your ads manager account, it's like lay your trick money down. But you're doing ads on Facebook, Instagram, right, Velvet?
Well, I've set everything up. I think I haven't officially set my first ad, but I've like started that. Like I've got everything set up to run a campaign and stuff. But I haven't like actually hit the button to do it because I felt like some of my other stuff wasn't quite ready for that. So rather than wasting money on doing ads, I wanted to, get the website a little bit prettier and more things on there and get other things set up. But for some reason, I don't know where that little shopping cart was. So, I mean, I built, to my knowledge, it's set up correctly, but I'll hunt around and see why. I'm sure it's just a button. And I haven't reset anything up since they made a bunch of changes. So it's probably been, maybe 6 months since I did all that.
Yeah, Commerce Manager is relatively new. So that's just what you're looking for. Just do some searches for Commerce Manager. And then from there, it's really straightforward.
Okay.
And can I ask you, I was going to show you guys the Google My Business store, but bottom line, you can, if you've created your products for your Instagram and or Facebook shop, you can then just simply duplicate them over in Google My Business. Same thing. There's now a place for products and it basically functions like a store. And it's so cool because now when you're like being searched in Google, which is far more transactional than Instagram for people, there's your products like right in your little snippet on the right side.
Cool.
And that's where we get the most traffic right now. It's amazing.
Yeah, I think I just set up like I didn't have kind of my packages. It was always trying to entice them into a kind of a call, like book your call scenario, but that's really not getting much traction. So now I've actually done a services page. Well, it's 3/4 done, to at least get something on there with some price points. Cause I think people are still a little weirded out by, well, why do I want to call you? Why do I have to call you? I don't even know you, kind of scenario to buy something from you, which seems a little counterintuitive. I don't know. Are we easier with our money when we can just see pretty pictures and stuff? We want to buy like instant gratification, like that people just don't want to, I don't want to talk to you to do that, but you kind of want that as a business owner. You want to qualify people before you agree, sell them something
to work. Yeah. Well, for you, that's exactly it. If you have to physically work with the person, then absolutely. On Friday last week, we looked at in one of the gals that weighed in on the Friday coffee. I apologize. I can't even remember if you were there.
No, I was not.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. She was, she works for goodlawyer.com and they had this really awesome page that was basically like, for us, it'd be an admission specialist, but for them, it was kind of like, do you remember they called it, Haley?
No, I do not off the top of my mind.
It was like she's like, this is the most important page on our website where they had 3 lawyers. I think it went from a half part-timer and 1 person to now 3 people that are sitting there basically vetting calls like a customer service agent, directing them in the right way, in the right place. And it was so smart. I mean, you can do that with video tutorials or onboarding this and that filter people through or qualify them, but just having someone do that in a way that then immediately gets them to check out with the right product just seemed like such a smart way to insert a human being in the process.
Right.
Anyway,
I was supposed to go to their webinar, but it didn't work out.
Oh, cool. Yeah, that's neat that you've heard of them because they're doing some very cool stuff. Alrighty. Well, good to chat with you. Sorry again for my horrible Wi-Fi and thanks for tuning in.
It's all good. Thank you.
Talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye, Velvet.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.